Square, as well as in front of the Tahrir Presidential Palace, and in cities all over the country, naming some of the few cities that have held protests continuously over the past few weeks, including the Suez Canal and also Port Said and Ismailia. These are some of the few cities we are expecting mass demonstrations in today. Meanwhile, this week also witnessed a demonstration by military veterans in front of the Ministry of Defense demanding that the armed forces play a mediator role between the presidency and the opposition groups. And today we are pleased to be joined by Major General abdalraof Darwish, who's a security expert and strategic analyst, who's going to be speaking to us about, he actually participated in this demonstration of military veterans, and he's going to be speaking to us about his participation and why he believes that this is a very important role right now in the country. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to
Good
you.
morning.
First of all, before I ask you about anything, I would like you to tell us more about this demonstration and how far can it help in this current situation.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, by the name of God, we are fighters of 1973, and we feel too much by this country because we fought for that 4 times, and we lost 127,000 people. We lost on Sinai, and this very big price make it for our country to be free.
To be free.
Yes, yes. For that, we feel by this country more than anyone. For that, we saw the panorama now, conflict between National Salvation Front and the President. And also the President take many decisions in the morning, and he stopped in afternoon, something like that, because no studying for any decision. And we feel that the decision come from Muqattam, the 10th Street, from Murshid or guide of Muslim brothers. And we not convinced by this decision now, and also we not convinced by Mr. Baradi and Musa and something like that, because they make conflict between them, and the bid people,
the price will be
paid by people. Now poor people under the line more than 40%, and they pay too much now, and they suffer too much because this conflict. And here now we believe that the army is a good, not a good, is a solid power, and they can make judgment between these two people.
They can fill the gap, or the division that just
not the gap, but we can make something to get something good for people, and they make obligation for Mr. President and also the
National Salvation
Front.
What do you think? What do you suggest should happen right now in terms of solving this crisis that we're going through in Egypt?
They must sit with each other, and they. I saw the people now raised or get more thinking, more than President and more than Salvation, because people now feel more poverty, more illness, more something, and also our currency, foreign currency now down. No, it is not good for our economic. It is not good for our life, and we suffer too much. Raped in Tahrir Square for women, it is, or for a lady. This is very, very dangerous. Now,
what's the solution,
security.
though? Do you think that these demonstrations, the continuous demonstrations, are going to solve the problem? Are we actually going to have an effective solution by demonstrating in front of Tahrir Square and in front of the Presidential Palace and so on?
We believe that now we can make something combination between president and salvation.
But do you think this intervention can be accepted? Because when it happened before, and there was a call for the
army must
party,
make obligation for them.
So it's going
We
to
believe that.
But do you think this will be accepted? Can they do this? Because when it happened before, and this was not a long time ago, it was refused, and then they canceled the meeting immediately on the same day or
Yes.
before the meeting with 2
I'm
hours
with
or
you.
something
I am
like
with
this.
you. I am with you.
So do you think they are going to do this, and they can force anyone to do anything like this?
Not force only. If the people here would like to any support from the army, he will be ready, because the army.
You're talking about Egyptian citizens in general?
Yeah, because army he must support the people, not against the president or against any part, but he with people. If they want anything, he must support. Looks like the 25 January.
How do you read the statements issued by Abdel Fattah al-Sisi in the meeting between him and the president?
I don't know, but I think that he transferred the vision of army and the vision for people, how to make alignment or integrate between they asked and minister. I think that, but not Abdel Fattah al-Sisi as a Ministry of Defense. He is make decision only, but the generals in command, they take the decision, not only one.
When it comes to demonstrations or protesting, whenever we have now demonstrations, soon it turns into violence, which was not the case on the 25th of January, and it is really something strange that happened very recently. So how do you read this, and why? And if we're talking about the protest, for example, of today, how can we secure it and secure people participating in it?
Unfortunately, we have no solution now. Not the vision not good now, because violence and same thing like before.
But this was not the case on the 25th of January.
It's more worse.
No, it was not like this at all.
Yeah, it is not. It is worse now. That
who used to defend people at that time?
Unfortunately, they get interior minister very good for them, for Muslim brothers.
So you put the blame on the Minister of Interior.
Yes, because he make all plan from president or from Muslim brothers, and now we hear more shuyukh. They get something to kill.
You're talking about the recent fatwa that was issued recently.
Yes, recent fatwa is not good. Everything for killing. How come? How come we are Muslims?